I'm Sabrina. Sorry, was I moving too fast? Too furious? It might be because I just spent 16 hours of my life watching the Fast and the Furious movies, and I thought I'd save you the time by summarizing them in 3 minutes or less. Let's go. Some LA street racers drive fast cars, love hot women, and steal DVD players, but Detective Brian O'Connor is on the case to find out who. He goes undercover and drives so fast and so furious that Dommy T invites him into his crew just in time for a race war, because apparently no writer on this movie knows what a race war is. But more importantly, Dom is actually the one stealing the DVDs, but fast cars make fast friends, and Brian lets Dom get away, and also loses his job. But don't worry, because in Too Fast, Too Furious, some dude's trying to smuggle some money from a random wall in a random trailer, and he needs some drivers, and the cops are like, Brian, help us and we will forget you broke the laws. So he helps them by causing unnecessary conflict and stealing some money at the end. Now things really change gears in Tokyo Drift, because none of the characters you know and tolerate are in this one. Just this douche named Sean trying to win a meaningless title from a guy with mob relations who has zero incentive to take him seriously. Luckily, Han decided to teach him the ancient Japanese art of drifting before dying, which turns out to be important, but nobody knew it yet. And then Sean Mario Karts his way into the title of Drift King and a criminal record. Next, the main crew and Han, because Tokyo Drift was apparently in the future, is reunited for Fast and Furious, which is the 4th movie, but you wouldn't know it. Anyway, a few years after One Fast, One Furious, Dom's girlfriend Letty gets murdered, and Dom knows exactly how to solve the case. Street racing. At the same time, Brian is an FBI agent for God knows what reason. He was a terrible cop, and he's trying to find a drug lord the best way he knows how. Street racing. Anyway, they end up in Mexico, kill the dude who killed Letty, capture Braga, and then Dom gets arrested. Or does he? In Fast 5, because the films have taken anger management classes and are no longer furious, they free Dom and run away to Rio. Honestly, Brian is a terrible cop, but he's going to be a dad. And we all know kids are expensive, so they go steal some cars for some money. But uh-oh, Ray has already called dibs, and you don't mess with dibs unless you're Vin Diesel and pick a fight with everyone, including The Rock. Did I mention The Rock is in this? Cause he is. He's hunting down the actual criminals, Dom and Brian, while Dom and Brian are trying to steal all of Reyes' money. Some driving happens, and The Rock is now pals with Dom and Brian because all cops in this universe are terrible at the law, and then they just drive away with the money. Also, Letty is actually alive, which clearly reignites some anger issues because the movies are back to being furious. The Rock calls the crew back in to help deal with the not actually dead girlfriend thing, who turns out has amnesia because this is a soap opera now, and she's working with Gaston, who is secretly Braga's boss. But after some kidnappings, they stop Gaston, and Han dies. Again. Now the crew isn't so fast anymore, just furious. 7, because Han was killed by Gaston's older brother, Jason Statham, because of course he's in this franchise. But in order to stop him, they need to help this other dude get God's Eye, which they do, and then they stop Jason Statham after millions in property damage. Letty gets her memory back, and Brian leaves the franchise for obvious reasons. Finally, the fate of the Furious, because the films are now apparently taking naming cues from Avril Lavigne. Anyway, Dom and Letty are chilling when, shocker, they get caught up in antics. A cyber terrorist is holding Dom's secret son hostage, making him steal a nuclear football. Luckily, The Rock and Jason Statham help him out. They drive, defy death, basically the same stuff you've seen in the past 7 movies, and Dom's secret son is saved and named Brian. Done. If you want to watch more 3 minutes or less, you can check out the playlist on Snarled. And if you want more of me, you can find me on my YouTube channel at Nerdy and Quirky.